Okay, hopefully this will work. I'm going to turn around to look at myself for a second. This is author Debra Parmley with another March of the Writers. I'm going to say hello, and then I'm going to show you my bookshelves today. Okay, now, I live in a 43-foot motorhome, and as a result, space is limited. So I have 3 cabinets, 1, 2, 3, which house my books, and I'll show you what's inside. Can't remember which day prompt this is. I've been out of town for 8 days in North Carolina, flew up there for medical appointments and to see my grandkids, and my laptop was in the shop, so I'm behind and catching up. So this cabinet is hardback keeper books. You see thesaurus, mythology, medieval word book, a little bit of travel for Tahiti because we traveled there. Grimm's, Hans Christian Andersen, Great Expectations, 1001 Nights, O. Henry's Gift of the Magi, Gift of the Sea, Folktales from Scotland, and The Gift of Fear. This candle is my champagne candle, which I light when I have a book release because I cannot drink for medical reasons. These are bookmarks ready to go. So it's a dual purpose cabinet. Let me get around here. Excuse my wobbling. I do have balance issues. Okay, let's see. This one has hardbacks of Harry Potter, James Herriot, All Creatures Great and Small. We've got some poetry books in there and other various small books. These are all keepers and a keeper shelf. This is rock from the Petrified Forest, which I got in a shop which is authorized to sell such pieces. So I have some treasures in these shelves, as well as my books. This one, okay, here's another treasure. This is a shell from Tahiti. Beautiful shell from Tahiti. Look at the colors in that, just gorgeous. This side I haven't read yet. Life Force Tony Robbins, J.D. Estrada's Beyond Human series, Edgar Casey Remedies, and then some more references for writing, character traits, etc. A couple yoga books, a bunch of books up here. Again, these are keeper books. This is my elf, Twinkles McShimmy. He shows up at my elf parties every December. There's sage up here for saging the house, cleansing, and old phones that need to be recycled. Okay, so that's my keeper shelves. Clearly, I have more books than that. You can imagine a writer would. This pile in the corner here is my latest haul from the used trade-in bookstore, where I go and turn in books I'm done reading and get more books to read. I've got some of my favorite authors here. I've got some Sharon Sela, Fern Michaels, Jude Devereaux, Lucy Clark, one of the girls, Reese Bowen, Paris Alignment, and down here on the bottom is Juliet Cross, Firebird. You may recognize some of these. Also on this table is my handy dandy Kindle, where I probably have about 500 books right now. This is my messy desk. Very messy desk. My writing desk. It needs cleaned up. Gonna back up and show you my mess. Okay, so laptop, working laptop. Books on the floor because there's no room to put them anywhere else. Those are some cookbooks, the essential oil books, other various books, usually reference books. I've got binders in a bag behind me. These are manuscripts and writing business related stuff. Back in this corner there's more books. Look at this handy dandy thing. I got this from Fresh Fiction to keep up with my reading challenges. I get books from the library. This is a nonfiction book I'm reading for a nonfiction book club. It's about White House seances and various things, founding fathers following astrology and stuff like that. What else? Let's see. Oh, there's probably books in the, there's, okay, there's a one of those, oh, let me go back here. You're going to see some mess. But in this bathroom, I have a magazine rack with more reading materials. Dun, da, da, da. Here's one, Wild Sam, RV, Winter Adventure magazines. There's probably books in here. Yep. Next to the bed. I've got a couple books down there. Most people would store clothing in their bedroom. These are more books and planners and journals and more books. It adds up to more books. Basically, you go through my house, you will find more and more books. I have another cabinet up here, which is children's cabinet. You see children's books at the top to read to the grandkids, along with toys and games. But those are the favorite books. I get new ones, of course, when they outgrow those. So, let me turn this back around. So, what do I do with books that are not in here that I wanted to keep? Well, they are in our storage unit in Kentucky, and I need to sit down because I'm getting very wobbly here. This is the balance issues with my... Woo! Okay, so in our storage unit, I have plastic tubbies with Desica where I store the keeper books that I don't want to get rid of. So I cycle them out of here, and they're safe in the nice dry storage unit. I have books signed by author friends and author favorites, and I have many antique books that were my grandfather's that are also stored actually in a house in Kentucky in tubbies with Desica. So I take good care of my books, and they are treasures to me. Usually it's the mass market paperbacks that I'll trade, and I often, hand them to friends. A lot of the ones in my stack here are titles that my mother-in-law would enjoy, so when I get done with these, I'll hand these off to her. And I've got about $23 more credit in this bookstore. Flutterby Books in Coral Gables, get that word out, Flutterby Books and More in Coral Gables, where I will be signing books on April 25th, which is Indie Bookstore Day. They sell used books, they trade books, and they sell new books, and they can order you books. So, I'll be signing there from 1 to 4 on April 25th in celebration of Indie Bookstore Day. And I love books, and I make it work in here. You have to not have such a huge accumulation of them in the motorhome, because, of course, there's only so much room, and books also are heavy. But with a storage unit, you can also keep them, So I cycle them in and out. I pulled some out of the storage of the storage unit to put in up there for this year, and I can cycle them back in and different ones, and so I do it like that. It's kind of like I do my own little library with my keeper books. So that's it. And I hope you enjoyed this little tour of my shelves, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day, and I'll be back with more March of the Writers videos after I go for my daily swim. Now that I'm back in Florida, I can do that at the pool. I get in the pool and I swim for 45 minutes. It's the best workout I can get because I can only go so fast using walking sticks and can only go so fast on my tricycle. So I'm off to swim. Wishing you a beautiful day. Hope you enjoyed my book tour of my messy and cluttered book corner, writing corner. There'll be more about that later, and I will definitely clean it up next time. But this is a real deal, real Debra. Catch you later. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a beautiful day.